Namaskar. A few months ago, evergreen container was stranded in Suez Canal, and that leads to a supply chain disruption across the globe, and it created massive inflation in some countries, in some sectors. Now, the same disruption can be caused by Houthis of Yemen. They are able to block, they are able to control the specific passage in the Suez Canal area. What does it mean for India in the future? Let's find out.
In this video, we discuss four things. First, who are Houthis? Second, what exactly they are doing, which is the reason I'm making this video. And third is why they're succeeding in what they're doing. And fourth, what are long-term implications or economic impacts on India? Let's go. The first is who are Houthis? Who are Houthis? And for that, you don't have to study much. You just have to accept that or understand that Yemen is divided into several factions at the moment because of civil war which has begun in 2014, and Houthi is one of the factions which is controlling a very significant portion of Yemen, the current Yemen. And there are other factions. I think there are three or four more factions which have alignment to different regional powers. Houthis are aligned with Iran, and there's one faction which is aligned with Saudi Arabia. The other faction which is aligned with somebody else, or maybe they are linked with each other. So this kind of this is a civil war. This was happening, and Houthis emerge as more powerful at the moment. They are more powerful, they are more resourceful, and they have more advanced weaponry at their disposal. So this is in a nutshell Houthis, and they are ideologically aligned with Hezbollah, Hamas for the moment, and they get a lot of on weaponries and other supports from Iran. So this is what Houthis are. I think you. Second part is what they are doing and how they're succeeding. So last year in October 7, I think if I'm correct, October 7, Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israeli territory. And since then, Israel is engaged in a conflict, first with Hamas and then with Hezbollah and maybe other, and also with Iran. We don't know. It can erupt and it can engulf more other countries. So, what's the role of Houthis into this? Now, as I said, Houthis are ideologically aligned with Hamas, and they decided or they told the world that in support of people of Gaza, they are going to stop any ships going to Israel or any ship which is owned by Israeli company or Israeli businessman until the peace or human aid being restored in Gaza or Israeli forces leave the Gaza. That, I think, nutshell, that's what they're saying. So for many months, in past many months, they have been attacking commercial ships passing through the Sea of Aden. Now, if you go to geography, you can see it's just a very narrow strait south of Suez Canal. And as I told in my introduction, that Suez Canal is a vital artery for logistics across the world, east and west. A lot of material from west goes to east, from east goes to west through Suez Canal, and they have started hitting commercial ships which are linked to Israel or going to Israel with the drones, with the naval boats, and I think some one or two ships they also actually captured or hijacked, you can say the word, and this has been ongoing for months. It has been ongoing for months, and then U.S. Navy entered the picture. They tried to control this. They tried to repel Houthis' attack. But recently, U.S. Navy accepted they have failed. They are not able to control, and already a lot of shipping companies have routed their ships from the African continent, not going to Suez, or or this is not reported, or the ships passing through Suez Canal going through, let's say, area nearest to Houthi controlled Yemen, they are declaring no Israeli link, no Israeli, let's say, not going to Israel, going through human cargo, they are declaring on their, I think, the beacon or the way Houthis or anybody can track those commercial ships. So this has happened. This is available in social media post, and a lot of people shared it. That any ships declaring their allegiance not to Israel or to US or to UK or any Western countries which Houthis are blaming to support Israel is allowed to pass. And as US Navy said that they cannot control Houthis, it's going to become a problem for commercial shipping. The third point is how Houthis are winning this kind of, let's say, guerrilla warfare. How they're able to attack in the face of, let's say, mighty US Navy. It's something of interesting point. One of the economists, Philip Picklington, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, that since in the past few years, the warfare has changed from human-centric to technocentric. The drone warfare is evolved, and because of drone being very cheap, the quality material has available in a much larger quantity, and a drone cost like few $1,000s. But to counter it, let's say Houthis are launching a drone which has a range like 5, 10, 15 kilometers. I don't know the technical specifications, maybe more. They're launching a drone which is very cheaper to make. If you're any navy which is going to launch a missile, anti-drone missile, actually these are anti-aircraft missile or anti-ship missiles, or any other weapon they are going to use, they're very costly. They have to launch like several of them to just destroy one single drone. So to fight this cheap drone, US Navy or any other navy has to fight very expensive missiles, very expensive missile. So initially, US Navy was very successful for first few weeks or first few months, but later they realized that they are losing the economic warfare because a drone is very cheap to produce, it's very easily available, and you can train drone operators in a much easier way. It doesn't take much to train drone operators. But to train a missile firing team, you need to first manufacture a missile, then you need to load it and all. And they are very limited quantities. A ship can carry on limited quantities of missile. But a drone, like if you launch hundreds of drone, then it can overwhelm the anti-aircraft defense system. And you just need one or two drones to get away from the pass of defense, and then it can does its job. So US Navy accepted that they are not able to repel the attacks of Houthis, and now you can say de facto Houthis have controlled this sector, and they can decide whomever they want to allow, whomever they don't want to allow. So it's going to become a problem in the future that they have control. Because my fourth point, what are the implications for India? If you study the market, you know the inflation is caused by lack of spare parts, by lack of supplies on time. So what this control of Houthis of this vital shipping lane means, it's only going to add time. Adding time means adding cost. Adding time, of course, adding time plus also adding cost. Of course, sorry, my bad. That a ship which was supposed to pass the Suez Canal now has to go through entire Africa. Bypass Suez Canal, go through entire Africa. That's going to add time. That's going to add cost, and that is going to create problems in some markets because it's going to add the cost. And let's not go for the global market. Let's only talk about India. That because Indians, we are importing a lot of things, we are exporting a lot of things, and let's say if tomorrow Houthis decide to, let's say, block or let's say attack any ships, any ship which is going to India or going through India or from India linked company, it's going to be a huge problem for us because we are a resource hungry nation. We need those oil supplies coming from, let's say, various nations. We need to export material from our country to different nations. And even if Houthis are not blocking Indian ships, um, if a ship registered a US or UK company, Houthis will attack it. So that ship, even if it's coming to India, not going to Israel, will come through this Horn of Africa, or it was to circulate along Africa to come to India. So it's going to add time and cost. This is going to create a vital problem. And so far, so far, it's already seen the inflation is rising in some of the parts of the world of some of the commodities which used to pass the Suez Canal. So we'll see what's going to next. But mm in conclusion, I can only say this vital choke point, vital shipping lanes hold by some people, it's going to create a ripple effects in economy. And if they somehow decided uh, to go against India or any other country, it's going to create massive economic problems, because our oil goes through this place, our refined crude goes through this place, a lot of things goes through Suez Canal. Almost entire our um, western connection is actually through Suez Canal. So, so are there any solutions to this? Well, I think we thought of it. IMEC corridor, like India, Middle East, Europe corridor, is something thought of as a possible alternative to Suez Canal, but it requires few years of working as well as stability of the region, as we know what is happening around Israel and that part of the world. So till that time, we just have to assume that Houthis don't do much, don't have anything against India or Indian interest, and if they do, that doesn't create much trouble for us. So that's all I have to say. Mm, if you like this video, please give it a like, and if you think this video can be valuable, please share it with others. And if you want to know more about geopolitical commentary from Indian perspective, please subscribe to my channel. In the next video, namaste.